with a sweeter palate, those with a drier palate. Yes, we have reds and whites as well, and so we have a nice variety for everyone. We do tastings on the top of each hour. We're currently open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday's hours are from 2 to 7, Saturday 11 to 7, and Sunday 11 to 6. And then we do our tastings on the top of each hour out on our patio bar. It's really nice out there under the trees. And the first tasting takes place an hour after we open, with the last one beginning an hour before we close.
Okay.
So on those 3 days. We also offer charcuterie selections. We have singles and doubles. If you want your own personal or one to share. We have crackers available to go with those. Occasionally we have food trucks. When we do, Kristen usually posts that on our Facebook page. If you follow our Facebook page, you'll find out about everything as it happens, whether we're restocking wine or making a new batch. If you have food trucks, live music, events, things like that. We also have a pavilion that we rent out for private events. We do weddings, birthday parties, showers, meetup groups, private Christmas parties. So whatever you need a venue for, you would email Kristen. She's one of our owners and our event coordinator. So she would give you all the information that you need if you wanted to do something like that, or a family reunion, something like that. So it's a very nice area. We've got 10 acres of property with 7.5 acres of vine on the property.
Okay.
We grow muscadine grapes. They're native to the southeastern United States. So we have 6 varieties of muscadine. It is the only type of grape that we can successfully grow in this particular part of the country. So we grow our grapes, make the wine, and then when the wine is ready for blending, we import wines from across the country to blend with ours to create full-bodied variety and specific flavor profiles that we're looking for. So it's very nice.
You guys want to do a tasting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our tastings start at $12. For $12, you can use a disposable wine glass. We do those outside. And if you would like souvenir glasses to keep, there's an upcharge of $3 for this one, which is normally $7 on its own. This one is an upcharge of $6, which is normally $10 on its own. So you get a good deal on that, and a little memento or memory glass to keep with you afterwards.
Okay.
So meaning that I will have to taste one of these.
Okay, is that just one tasting?
Yeah, he does.
So Kathy will show you outside. That's
This is
yours.
I'll take you outside. And you can
Okay. ¿Tú te ganas?
Sí. ¿Es una sola?
You get 1.5 ounce pour.
Oh, at all?
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
It's just me scrubbing my face a little bit, maybe.
My husband doesn't really care for wine, but he will come with me to wine tastings, and I get to have his, or mine, and most of his if he has one.
Exactly.
He likes the sweet.
We always do that.
Our first selection is going to be our arid white. This is a semi-dry white with Pinot Grigio and muscadine. Very light and refreshing. I like to use this one for fish and seafood dishes. I'll put it right in my shrimp scampi. I like to drink while I cook, but I only cook with wine I want to drink, or I make food I don't want to eat. If it doesn't taste good in the glass, it's not going to taste good on the plate. It's good. It's soft. Yeah, it's very soft, very sweet, but it's not too dry.
It's not too dry,
Yes.
exactly.
We like to run our recipes from semi-dry to semi-sweet, and then there's ranges within those categories.
It's very good, very good.
Thank you. The next one is Siesta Sands, named for our lovely beaches.
Where will be right
So
here?
we have a couple, we have a pergola and an archway. A lot of
Over
people
there?
like to have the ceremony over by the lake. And then we have a pavilion diagonal from here along the tree line, and that's often where the reception is held.
Okay.
My daughter wants to do a very informal event, so she wants to have the whole thing under the pavilion with the ceremony in the middle of it. So it's really up to the bride and groom how they want to do it, where they want to have their ceremony on the property, and how they want to proceed.
So
last one that you had, our Arid Red. This is our bold red blend, Zinfandel, Cabernet, and Muscadine. It's very complex, earthy, but it has a smooth finish. This is my personal favorite, actually. And as far as color, it compares just under a Merlot on the wine chart. So this one is very nice with a juicy steak off the grill, some brisket, or if I sear a roast, I'll deglaze the pan with that, bake it right in it. It has a nice flavor. If you throw some potatoes in with it, it's better. It's really pretty color.
Smells. You can feel it.
This one is very light and refreshing. This one has a Valvin Muscat in it, which is a very fruit-forward grape that we get from up north. It has natural notes of peach and berry on it, very fragrant on the aroma. And then we use our red Noble Muscadine to give it the blush color. This one's very nice on a hot Florida day by the pool with some frozen berries floating in it. Way to cool off and refresh. I'll use this one after being in my bee yard or doing yard work, because I have bees, and it's very hot to take care of bees year round in Florida. So I need a way to refresh and cool off. This one's just a hint of sweet, but not overpowering.
Don't you, chicken? Try it. This one is delicious for me.
Thank you. Yes,
It's
I agree.
delicious. Yeah, breeze. Like this one. It's like that you said.
Great way to beat the heat.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Breeze is winning.
As I said, we've taken wine made from fruit and blended it with one of our classic recipes. So the strawberry, we took the Arid White, that Pinot Grigio, Muscadine, added strawberry wine to it. You get the lovely ruby color. On the aroma, obviously you're going to get strawberries, and then on the flavor you get the sweet and tart of a strawberry. So it almost balances itself out. At home, I like to mix this up a couple different ways. It makes a nice wine spritzer with some Prosecco and frozen berries. So that's nice, or some gin and lemons for my own twist on a pink gin lemonade.
Like that.
And either way, cuts back on the sweetness just a little bit, but you still get that strawberry.
Huelete.
So our peach is our final selection. This one we took the Breeze that had the natural notes of peach on it to begin with. Added peach wine. So on the aroma, you're going to get peaches. On the flavor, I feel like it tastes as sweet as a juicy peach. And got the 12.5% alcohol. It's basically our baseline. So we go from 12.5 up to just under 14 on our wine. So our semi-sweets range around 12.5%. So this one is my husband's favorite because fruity and sweet, and peaches are his favorite fruit. I like to have this one with Prosecco, frozen peaches, and red raspberries for a nice wine spritzer. Cuts back on the sweetness, but you still get the peach through it, and you get the sparkle of the Prosecco as well.
That one is very sweet. It's good.
Esa, güey.
¿Listo?
Es good. Está bueno.
Just want to get one that you can share.
Walk around the property with, and if you get a case of wine, we allow mix and match, and we give 10% off a case, which is 12 bottles. Thank you. And thanks for coming out today.
Yes.
And we do have the t-shirts available for sale for $19.99 in the shop. The founding owners came from Sicily to Miami and landed here in the late 80s.
Okay.
They built the house. They built the winery, started planting vines. The vines have to be 3 to 5 years old before you begin harvesting for winemaking purposes. So they didn't officially open as a winery until 1998. And then Mr. Fiorelli died somewhere in the vicinity of about 10 years ago. His wife struggled to keep things going, ended up selling it to the previous owners, Eric and Tara Hall. And those are the ones who hired me a little over 3 years ago now. So I started making wine under Eric after having made my own wine from honey, which is called mead, from my bees. So I came here, was very interested in the winemaking process, got involved, and then during COVID, when he wasn't able to be here, I would start putting up winemaking under his direction. Yes. And now I continue to make wine with the new owners. So just that.
All right.
con mis amigos Fiorelli. Disfrutando un poquito, haciendo algo diferente. Aquí en los patios de ellos. En sus uvas que están dormidas según ellos. Despiertan en febrero. Pero mientras tanto estamos gozando un poquito de sus vinitos. Bien rico.